more bright.
That's what I say, that I'm like, I look like a turkey that's been sitting in the baster. I'm like really golden on top. And
That's the good part of the skin, though.
on the bottom.
That's that, like, and especially if it bubbled just right and light, it's like that.
Ooh, that's what I like to pick up, and then just dip it in gravy. Sorry, guys.
I know, any reason for me to be fat, huh? Any reason to express this neck.
It is what it is. We love to eat. We love to eat.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay. Saturday, we had Blanca G in town. We did, I guess, a promotional shoot because she's coming out with her own t-shirt line.
So this was part of her
This
brand,
was all
'cause
her.
she has a whole huge campaign going on that she's been sharing.
She
with you,
does.
that been talking about.
She does. So
And
that was all her.
It's okay. It's all her, and it's
I
on
was
the tees.
I was able to pull strings here and there.
Okay.
I had sample pieces from my primo. He was able to help us with a lot of it because, man, to get work done, it really sucks. People don't like to work anymore. You know, you place orders and they just burn you or ignore you or just don't pay attention to you no more. So, yeah, it was like time was ticking and I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? She's already on her way. Like, I could smell her coming over here already with her body spray. Like, ah. So, yeah, good thing my cousin Josh, he helped us out a lot because I was like, oh. And even she was like, last minute, like, did he give you the shirts? And I'm like, no, like, he's working, you know. Are you sure? And I'm like, we're good. He told me we're good, you know. So, yeah, I was able to pull strings, like I said. So, he hooked us up. The digital designer hooked us up. A friend of ours, Julian, that we've been talking about. Because we couldn't get this logo right. You know, like, you know how you have an idea. But if others don't have that idea and vision, it ain't going to happen. That's what was going on. It was just not happening. And it took us, like, literally 6 weeks to get a logo. So, good thing we landed Julian. He was very helpful. And then I was able to get the JR, Jose Reese's upholstery shop, the historic one on the Eastside Story Collection covers. So it was just a really amazing experience. I called my favorite photographer. I worked with him 3 years ago when I was just starting. I met him at the fair when I was announcing. And he took pictures of me and we just became friends. So he's seen me big, small, blowing up, growing, everything. So, yeah, it was.
So he's been able to capture you in so many.
Yes, he has. So it was just one of those things. And then, like, I called my friend, my other comadre Stephanie, and then I met my other little friend. I say little friend because she's a little youngster. So it was just like an overall environment of love. That's how I could put it. It was just love. Like, right here, there ain't no envy vibes. There ain't no I'm better than you. There's no what is she doing. No, it was just amazing. So, you know, when that's a solid
cast.
Yes.
Of models.
And yeah, it was, you know, Annie, the younger one, she came all the way from Santa Ana, so she hit traffic and she's melting and this and that, but we got her in there. And I had a whole other setup, but I didn't know that the original shop was 20 years ago. So they moved.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have that whole front line where you could just pull in. It's more like a garage and enclosed. So, yeah, I had another friend of mine from school. He was going to bring his Impala. And then another friend that I went to school with, his son is a model. So he was supposed to do, because we're adding guy t-shirts to the line. And it was like, you guys don't fit. I'm so sorry. Just don't come. But, yeah, it was just amazing, all of it. Like I said, it was just like a whole lot of love. So, yeah, it was hot. We were shooting outside raw. I was going for the whole shop look, the originality behind it.
Yeah.
So the cars that were there that were getting worked on.
Already there was just a perfect.
That's what we used.
That's perfect.
It is what it is. That's the shop, right? So yeah, it was a fun experience. I had a lot of fun. It was worth the whole running around and the whole nail biting and everything else. It fell into place. And then yesterday we had another photo shoot, which is her brother that owns a magazine. he had his 1 year anniversary of the running magazine, the Rolling
It's the
Rolling magazine.
anniversary. Hold that
Yes.
thought real quick. Let's get into that right now. But before we do, everybody, KQBHLP, Los Angeles, California, 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming at KQBHLA.com. Please remind yourself, everybody, when you are within the East LA, Boyle Heights, San Gabriel Valley area, I invite you to turn us on that radio. Just finished telling us about Blanca,
Yes.
about Blanca's campaign for getting her shirts out, which is going to be dropping soon. Now you were about to get into another
Photo shoot.
another shoot that you have this weekend.
I was invited. I was
That one,
scouted
this
by
one.
her brother. So
And this was for the Rolling
magazine.
Now,
Yeah.
Rolling Magazine is also, if I'm not mistaken, is a female run, right?
No,
No, okay.
Candy Lane.
This is Candy Cane. Okay, Candy Lane, okay.
Candy.
Got it.
Is it Candy Lane or Candy Cane Lane?
Candy Cane Lane.
You're a fan.
Candy Cane Lane.
Yeah, Candy Cane
Okay,
Lane.
so that-
So
okay,
that's
got it.
her
So
sister-in-law,
that's okay.
and Rolling Magazine is Blanca's brother's
Okay,
magazine.
got it.
So yeah,
Sorry
he
about that.
scouted me. He had a big event. I believe the last count was about 50 models that showed up.
50?
50.
Wow.
And there
That's
was
that's pretty big for like
Yes.
for a shoot in the realm of the I'm good because I like to say independent realm, so independent space of it. That's
Yes.
big, right?
Me personally, I'm not used to. I'm used to one-on-one. Like, this is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
photographer.
yeah.
This is my car. I'm gonna say cheese
Yeah.
and capture the moment.
Yeah.
So this was like, what the heck? I was like, wow. But it was amazing.
This is almost like a pageant.
It was wow. Like I
Like
walked
50.
in, the whole room. There was like the whole changing room that had the little lights and stuff. We had the actual dressing chamber because we were with the sister-in-law. So
Yeah.
it was cool. It was really cool.
That's
They
cool.
had the
No, that's
50
cool.
models. There was about 30 photographers. There was about 20 something cars, and it was like a big old warehouse, and the cars were outside. There was 2 inside. It was just like
Is there a lot of import cars for this one though? I know we get like a lot of muscle
I
cars
don't
and
even no
lowriders.
no.
But
yeah.
was there any import though? Because
What's
I filmed,
import? Like the
like-
Fast and Furious?
Yeah, like the Japanese
were the-
imports
they
cars.
were.
Yeah.
That's what they
Yeah.
were more of.
I mean, do they
done.
not call them imports anymore?
I don't
Am
know what they're called.
am I-
That's not my scene. I just know cholos and.
Well, no, because I
old
was figuring because
cars.
it's Rolling Magazine. I thought maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know the
I like.
style.
I still like seeing a cool, good import.
I was
Why
telling
not?
all my
Cars are
people
cool.
I'm gonna model the Fast and Furious cars. I don't know how to.
An El
Call 'em.
Camino? I mean,
No, there was no Caminos there.
Well, I was gonna
They
say
were
Fast
little.
and Furious. I'd
They
go
had
El Camino,
really
Caprice,
cool.
why not?
Yeah, they had like super cool logos on there,
Dutch.
like paint jobs and stuff. There was like a Joker and a Harley Quinn.
Oh, nice.
Like they just had cool ones.
Nice.
I only did 2 sets because they wanted 1 piece of outfit per car, no double takes. I only took 2. I was like, okay, I'm good. 2 cars.
Wow, 2 shots.
I
And that
was
had a-
scared. Like
They had to
that's
be
not
like
my
good
scene.
shots. Damn.
Well, no,
And
not
it
like
was,
2.
And it was 50. Okay.
Not 2 shots.
That's it.
2 sets.
2 sets.
So I had
okay,
a
that's
pink
whole other
dress,
thing.
a black dress, and I
And
posed with 2
how many
cars.
shots was in that set?
Probably about 100 maybe.
Okay, so that's not.
'Cause they
bad.
were working us.
But that's still quick though. That's still like a
was.
quick like.
It was more waiting because the
then
girls
gotta
are
go.
like waiting for the cars and stuff. But it was amazing.
Were you being assigned cars or were people trying to get on the same
You could
car?
pick your car,
Ooh.
but then it was waiting for it because I posed with a black and pink. It was like a breast cancer like car, and yeah, I had to wait for it like an hour. I was like, I'm waiting for that car, and they're like the photographers are like, well, come pose with me. I'm like, no, I only brought 1 pink dress and I'm waiting for that car. I'm so sorry. I'm not rude. They're like, it's okay. They're like, are you sure you don't want this? It's like, no, I don't want that car. I want that one. So, yeah, it was a totally different experience for me. Totally different. And then these girls, the fashions are completely different. So they're walking around in body stockings, and I'm just like, whoa. Just checking them out from far. Like, oh my goodness. It was amazing. It really was.
That's cool.
So yeah, they wrapped it up about 6 o'clock. We left. We got there 12. We left around 3:30 or so, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. Not like 3:30, because right after we went to go have lunch, we were starving. We were getting in bad moods. I was like, girl, we need to go eat before we end up duking it out, you and I, right now, just
Man,
for no
that's
reason.
50 hungry models. 50 models sound sexy until you guys are hungry, huh?
Yeah, no. Heck no. So yeah, we did
so
that.
in other words, for all the brothers that are listening, secretly hang out with the food and the juice. And you'll probably be
Yes.
the most popular
And the restroom.
person
The restroom.
ever.
Girls are in and out. In and out of the restroom.
But I'm just saying, if someone came and pulled up with juice and snacks, probably be hero.
Oh yeah,
Status,
heck
I'd
yes.
I'd
They had
imagine.
stuff up there too. It was
But, you
really
know,
nicely coordinated. You know, a lot was going on, so they do need like more
Yeah, you need
help. But
snacks
it
and
was
juice.
amazing. I was like, wow, yeah, it was
I'm
cool.
just saying, I can only imagine cranky models need juice and snacks.
I was
like
over there
anyone
just
else,
meeting
right?
everybody.
Especially if you're out there and it's hot and
It
everyone's
was
fighting for the
super
same
hot.
car. And I'm just saying, at
My
least that's
poor
how I would
photographer
be as a
was
model.
dripping sweat, and I was like, oh my god.
And we gotta remember that guy's like going up and down, up and that's just not easy. Like going up and down like
Oh
this.
my
He's gotta have those
God.
spring back knees and then up and down. That's activity. That's burnt calories.
He was like, I'm not used to this. I'm a quinceañera photographer. I was like, oh, they lied to you. And he's just laughing. He's like, no, I'm good. Oh, it was good though. It was
No, it's
really,
good.
it was
No, I'm glad to
amazing.
hear that.
Yeah.
We're gonna be excited to see what's gonna be the final product from that.
So am I.
So
I
we
told
can
everybody, if I look ugly, delete it.
delete it.
Don't show those
Send it out.
pictures.
Send it out.
Delete
Release
'em.
them. Release them.
No, don't release them.
Release them. Let them go. But you know what? Speaking of releasing and letting go. Oh,
I
man.
just know Purple Rain.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this on another date.
Okay.
But I say this and I say this a lot now the last few years. Every time I play Prince. And here's what it is. We'll talk about it later. And this goes to the question is who's your favorite Joker? Who's your favorite Joker? There's always that question, who's your favorite Joker? I have my favorite Joker, right? So if you know who it is, but I also want to make it clear, and we'll have this argument later. I love to have this argument and prove this point. Is Prince left us a Joker? He gave us a Joker, but he put it on vinyl. Yeah, he did. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you ever hear the Prince soundtrack to the Batman '89, the Michael Keaton, because there was two soundtracks. There was the score, the Danny Elfman score, and then there was the Prince. Prince gave us a Joker. So Patrick, who's your favorite Joker? Cesar Romero, Prince. And I'll go.
I did not know
The Prince
that.
one is just me nerding out.
Yeah.
But I got my proof. We'll go about it later. Anyway, let's talk about what you had done because
Something else I did?
yes, in fact you
Jeez.
went and you participated. Tell us about what you participated because this actually
I
involved
tried.
one our past guest that you mentioned
Yes,
earlier.
yes. La comadre
Yes.
crybaby.
Talk about that, please.
Well, Saturday we were doing this other shoot, so we totally didn't make it because we had to commute all the way to Hawthorne, and they were in the corner of Hawthorne and Imperial, and they're starting this like campaign or a project. I'm not sure what the correct term for it is. La causa.
But it's still in its very grass
Yeah.
roots
Yes.
part of the campaign.
Exactly. So what they are doing, her, Crybaby, and another local model, her name is Wicked Ass Psycho. You can find her on Instagram as well. What they are doing is they're selling out vendors. So what that means is
what does that mean? Selling
Yes.
out vendors. What does that mean? Because that's something that's terminology that we've been hearing a lot the last week.
Yeah, wow, with all this going on and these raids and everything that's so scary.
And so what does it mean when
What they're doing is different vendors, street vendors that are known. And what I mean known is like, say you pass this corner
Mhm.
every day and you see the same woman standing there every day
Yeah.
selling corn or flowers or raspados, whatever the point might be that she is selling. You are familiar with her, so knowing or talking to her and knowing that possibly her status is not the best right now, what they would do is whatever the inventory for this specific day when they sell them out, they are the ones in charge of selling or doing the stand or whatever it might be for this person.
So this particular time, instead of, because normally we would see videos sometimes where people would just kind of buy them out for the day and say like, so how much is this going to be?
Yeah.
500 a day. Fine, here's $500. I'll get it. I'll donate it. Like they usually give it away or whatever. We see those
Yeah.
in the past. Now, is this am I understanding there's a twist to it now?
Well, they're actually
We buy
working
them out.
it.
We
Yeah.
buy them out and work the booth,
Yes.
and then whatever
And
we make on
accept
the
donations.
booth goes on top.
Yes.
Okay, so this time, so it's different in the sense of that. Now, why? So when people are hearing this, and I want people to understand what's going on here. So the reason we are choosing to not only buy out the vendor, we're also choosing to operate what we just bought.
Yes.
Which technically means we don't have to at all because we bought it, we can do whatever we want with it, right? They can go home and everybody got a good all day, right?
Yes.
So the twist is that. Now, why are we doing that?
To help them, and a lot of the times what they have is perishable.
Yeah.
Whether it's food or even flowers, they they get old, they die quickly.
Yeah.
So since these women, these ladies are going around selling out these vendors, yeah, they're accepting donations as well. So they're, I believe Venmos and Zales are out.
Mm-hmm.
Zale, I think, is upon request. But yeah, they're selling it and working the business and giving the whole family the earnings for the day that they collected.
And it's also the way what I say, at least from coming from the two women that we're talking about, from Crybaby and Wicked at Psycho.
Yes.
Okay. So I think for me, when I see what they're doing, I think they're also trying to really bring it home to everybody, the hard work that they have to do.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's the hard work that's being put in.
Yeah.
To do what they have to do.
Yeah.
Operating.
And Crybaby had put out a post that she was looking for help, like volunteers, whoever wanted to help them. Me, I volunteered me and everybody else. I said, we're coming 4 deep, like, give us flowers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we stopped off and ate because, again, we were hungry that day. So by the time we made it out there was all kinds of traffic, and we were running behind already on time. They had sold out already. Yeah. It was amazing because they sold out, I think, in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something like that. They completely sold out. So, to me, the meaning behind it is so close to home because my father came here legally as a child. He was 18 years old. 18 years old, a different country, $5 in your pocket that the coyote, which are the people that crossed you over, gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a child. Half the kids right now, 18 years old, are kids. They don't even want to do anything, and my dad was here already working.
This has a lot of ties in that you and me can talk about, and I know I can have. I'm with it. I'm with it for a lot of reasons, and there's a lot of reasons why I'm with it that go beyond that go past assisting the vendors who want to make their money and might be a little bit scared to do so. Yeah. But I like the little twist that these two women are doing, because it's also reaffirming and reminding any generation after. It's kind of reminding the hard work that needs to be put in, and where we continue and maybe originate the hard work.
Yeah.
And again, I got other things I can talk about on that. We can get more expanded on that and looking at some of the key points that really pull a lot of, I think, a lot of discussion we can get from it in a good way, not a bad way, in a very good way.
Yeah.
So, but it did work out. They were able to
sell them out.
Okay, perfect.
Everything was good. It was a peaceful one because I know they were getting messages the day before, negative ones, because of this that they're doing. But she did mention that they're trying to get together again July 12th, if not sooner, because they're still trying to work all
the negative part, and everyone who's participating, and especially Crybaby and Wicked, we need to just not worry about the negative part, because there's probably going to be a lot of negative and a response that
Miss Wicked said that. She said with love comes hate.
There's
so
always
going to be prepared.
Got to be love. Love is always the way to go. I know it sounds corny and it sounds silly, but that's the only way we can operate really right now in times of that. Now, I understand it's still something that they're ironing out and really working out and seeing how this, because I think it's not only that. I think even as I sit here and you share it and I look at it and just what I've been able to kind of look at, scroll through or whatever, is how do we find the long term in all of it?
Yeah.
That's my question, and I think that's something that we'll I definitely want to talk to both of them about it.
Yeah, we'll bring them on.
Yeah, I want us to be one of the first to really get this egg cracking
because this
on
is
this discussion. See
it
how we
affects
can do it.
everybody,
Yeah.
and especially in the community.
Yeah.
Like we're under attack, It's
So-
ugly.
But you know what? They are doing an effort, and
Yes.
and there's gonna be, because there's people who are making efforts. There's people who are also waiting to make their effort and to kind of, because not only there's a lot going on, and the one thing is everything goes on. We need